What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of Heavy Stealing Hot Rods. Today we're doing a scheduled maintenance oil change on my wife's Chevy Traverse. This thing's a 2021 and it's in need of an oil change. Let's get going. On today's scheduled maintenance, obviously we have to get the oil filter changed and we're doing the oil change. So we got an STP rated for 10,000 miles. We will not be using that 10,000 miles. We'll be going about 3,000 to 3,500 on this oil filter. We also have a full synthetic 5W30. This car right here, this Chevy Traverse 2021, takes 6 quarts. So this one is a 5 quart, and I have another one right here. And also we're gonna be doing the air filter just because it's been a little while since we've got it changed out and the car is actually marking it. So anything it's marking, anything it needs, we're gonna get it taken care of. Okay, so first order of business I want to talk to you guys about. I got mine on some ramps over here in the back of my house. So I got it on park obviously, but I also set the parking brake. So just want to talk to you guys about that. It'd be nice and safe for you guys to do the same. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shut the vehicle off. Parking brake is still engaged, and I'll be popping that hood now. Pop the hood. It's a little identifier right there, little drawing. You go ahead and pull that tab, and that'll go ahead and unlock the hood. That's just telling me that my keys are inside still. That's okay. Right here, little yellow latch is what's going to be able to unlatch the hood from right there. So go ahead and take a look at the vehicle information. 2021 drain plug location and oil filter location. Oil filter is that blue thing right there, right underneath the engine bay, and straight underneath the dipstick. That's the filter right there. Mine's blue. It's an STP brand. I'm actually going to wait just a second. That's it right there. I'm touching it. It's a second to actually pull it out because everything is hot around it. I just had this vehicle on. If you go straight directly underneath the vehicle, right here, let me get my camera right there is the drain plug. That's the drain plug. Straight underneath, that's the oil pan, little baby oil pan, and that's the drain plug. So aside from the obvious oil filters, air filters, and things you're actually going to be changing, these are just some products that I keep on me that make my life a little bit easier when I'm doing my at-home oil changes. So I like to keep these shop rags on me because I know I'm going to be getting dirty constantly. I keep the little bag from the store, and that way I can keep all the shop rags into the dirty ones, and then I keep an actual big garbage bag with me. That way I can get the oil filter and everything in there when it's all said and done. I do keep a little drain pan with me as well. This is a 6-quart drain pan specifically for this vehicle. I got my big one for my diesel truck. This one is specifically for this Traverse. Holds exactly 6 quarts of oil. I keep the shop towels, like I said. I keep my oil filter little wrench to take it off. This is a tool, real handy tool. Go ahead and slip it on there and it comes off. You're not having to penetrate the oil filter like I usually do. And I also keep this fast orange stuff, man. I'm gonna be getting dirty. This type of work, you're gonna get dirty regardless. We're working with a whole bunch of dirty oil like this, you know what I mean? So you're gonna be getting dirty. It's okay, it's part of the job. Fast orange hand cleaner. This stuff is pretty good. It's just like that Gojo stuff. Other than that, I keep some little knives with me, some markers, and just my wrench set and my ratchets, the ones I use, every day, super common on a vehicle. So other than that, I also pick these up. I would advise y'all go ahead and pick these up. The little stickers you put on your windshield, you can pick them up at any auto parts store. I got this from AutoZone. They're for free, so go ahead and get those. That way you can write down the mileage and you know exactly when your next scheduled oil change will be next. First order of business, I'm gonna grab this drain pan and bring it over here to the bottom of the car. I'm gonna try and align it more or less, más o menos, with that drain plug. It's gonna have a little bit of pressure, so it's gonna shoot out just a little bit, but not too far. So I'd say, that'd be okay right there. Now go ahead and grab yourself a ratchet 15mm socket. I like to get an extension on there so I'm not fucking up my fingers too much. What I like to do is I usually put pressure on it while I'm unscrewing and I'm pushing it into the actual drain pan itself. So I'm not letting a whole lot come out. Go ahead and get rid of this real quick. It's just about ready to come out. And we're off. I don't know if y'all can see that. There's the drain plug. A little bit of oil on my hands. Like I said, you're gonna get a little dirty doing this. It's okay. So that drain pan is pretty much full. I'm gonna let this oil pan, you know, sit for a second and drip all it needs to get the residual out. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this drain plug and get my tools out of here, get them wiped down. They got a little bit of oil on them, and we'll be working on that oil filter next. So for me, I like to keep my tools real nice and clean, so as soon as I get something dirty on them, I like to wipe them down. That being said, I do the same for the drain plug. I don't like for these to stay real dirty. I like for them to stay as intact and as nice as possible. So as soon as I can, I put some brake fluid, carbon brake fluid on it, spray it down, and or I just wipe it down like this. You know, this one's nice enough that you're not gonna need all that extra shit, but I don't wanna have any leaves on it, any dirt, anything like that that could stay inside the drain pan, end up causing some type of problems later, corrosion, whatever it may be. I want to make sure I can get rid of it right now. So what I do is just take a little bit of time, 30-45 seconds or so, make sure get it real nice and clean, just like that. So I'd figure I'd give you guys a little bit of a demonstration on how this works if you guys have not used one yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this right now. This is the oil filter. So basically it's installed like this. We're just gonna slip this on, and when it has that back pressure, it go ahead and creates a bind, a pinch point. We'll be able to spin it. So that's how that works. Let's go ahead and get the one that's on out of there. So I got my little oil filter tool, wrench, or whatever you want to call it. These things are probably like 10-15 bucks at the auto parts store, but save you a bunch of time. They got different sizes. This one's 2 7/8 to 3 1/4. So this will work for like little small compact cars, mid-size SUVs and things like that. But if you got a full-size SUV or like a truck, you're gonna need to get a different one. So I hope you guys can see pretty well. Half the problem sometimes with this is trying to make sure I can find a place where I can film correctly. But basically you want to get negative pressure on the side you want to pull. So lefty loosey, you want to turn to your left. You want to make sure that this little knuckle is going to go to the left like that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab her now as best as we can, because also in these little compact vehicles you don't get the most space. So just going to pull left little by little and then readjusting her back to the center point, and then eventually it'll come loose, which it already has. So now the rest of the work can be done by hand. Like I said earlier, I was going to try and take my time because I knew that there was going to be some residual oil coming out of this filter. As you can see down there, there is. Hopefully y'all can see that. So a little bit of residual oil obviously coming off. When I was younger, I had the tendency to always take these filters off first, and then I had a lot of oil dripping on myself. Until finally I learned that I needed to take off the drain plug first, let the whole system release all the oil from inside the block and inside the drain pan, and then I would go ahead and take this off and it wouldn't have as much residual oil left inside of there. We're gonna go ahead and get this put over there inside the trash bag, go ahead and pre-fill the new one with some new oil. A lot of times what I like to do, that same box that my new one comes in, compare size just to make sure it's gonna fit. It looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the old one inside of that box for right now. Get myself a napkin, nice little shop towel. That's my boy over there watching his dad change some oil. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here just so it can not make so much of a damn mess. That just goes right in here. Like I said, I keep that handy, that way it stays right there. Go ahead and pop this off, this plastic. That goes in the trash as well. And we're gonna charge this up a little bit, prime this up, if you will, with a little bit of oil. Go ahead and get my tripod all held with my legs. All we're gonna do is put a little bit of oil in here, guys. Prime her up. Make sure that this filter is not going in there dry. Just a little bit of oil inside of there. Try to make sure it gets all up along that filter. Let that sit for a second. Now let's go install it. Now I guess this particular order doesn't matter too much if you want to install the new oil filter that's been primed with oil first, or if you want to go ahead and install the drain plug first. I usually do the drain plug just so I don't forget. Like I said, I've learned from my own past mistakes. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. When I was younger, I actually went ahead and filled up a fucking car with oil without actually installing the drain plug, so all the oil just came out. So really, I didn't put any oil in it. I put it, it drained back out. I had to go buy oil again when I finally realized my dumb ass had left the drain plug out. So learn from my mistakes. I always like to let it sit, drain all the oil that it can, residual, take out the old filter, get that out. And then next step would be go ahead and put the drain plug in, then go ahead and put the new filter in. Just my way of doing it. I learned from my own mistakes. I'll make sure I try to stay away from that. It's still dripping a little bit. I'm not gonna be real worried about that little bit of oil that's falling. Okay, go ahead and get the ratchet now. Make sure you have it to the right setting to tighten. And these, we don't want to go too crazy, guys, because they'll build up back pressure and then be really hard to get off later. So just hand tight. And then, like I say, I'm going to come through and clean it up with a nice shop rag here in a second. All right, let's go ahead and grab our oil filter. It's been nice and primed. Was able to sit for a little bit and soak up all that liquid gold. If you guys have made it this far in the video, really appreciate if you could go ahead and drop a comment and let me know what you think about this little series, you know, doing the scheduled maintenance, oil changes and things like that on our vehicles. You know, I already did it to the 2018 Nissan Titan with the 5.0 Cummins. Doing it to the mama vehicle right now. Got to make sure that my wife's able to go functionally everything she needs to do as for our kids, you know, our family. So let me know what y'all think about this little series. If you'd like me to do any more maintenance type of videos, let me know what y'all think, and comment down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you are, go ahead and hit that notification bell. You know, it helps out the analytics a lot more than y'all think. Other than that, let's get back to doing what we're here for. I wonder if that's a better angle. I don't know, guys. Hopefully it is. I can't really tell or not. Once I get this on there real quick, I'll go ahead and bring y'all just a little bit closer. But same difference. You just want to make sure you're not going to be cross-threading this thing. Because if you do, you're going to cause yourself some hell for later on. This one might be a little bit more difficult to see though, guys. It's black. But it's right there on my hand. Just going to go ahead and spin it clockwise. Get it nice and tight. And then I'll go ahead and put my little wrench on it. Make sure that it's nice and tight. Real nice and taut. We don't want it too tight again. Don't want to make it troublesome for us later. I've seen where some guys put it so fucking tight and then later on they have to strip off everything here in the filter just so they can get a wrench around here later on. So don't want to do that. I want to get it nice and hand tight. Try my other hand now. A strong hand. Feels pretty good. That gasket seems nice and compressed. Just for safe measure, go ahead and give it a couple turns with that wrench. Needs to be nice and tight. Wrench ain't doing that. Good to go. All right, so here's the fun part, I guess. You get to go clean this tool and get the funnel and start pouring this liquid gold. Let's go. Okay, got the funnel, got the good stuff. Go ahead and remove this cap now. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. Little bastard, come on. Okay, I got it. Sit there. Chug-a-lug. Remember, I primed this with a little bit from this one first quart. So once I check it, if it's a little low, I got a little backup here in my inside shop. I go ahead and grab it and make sure we top her off, but should be just fine. Look, 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 look. Oh yeah, it's the good stuff. Okay, oil's in. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this now. Set that here. Put this back on so we don't forget. Make sure that's nice. I'm gonna let it sit for a second on this dipstick. I'll check it here shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and dispose of this. Back at it again. So that's why I keep this little bag here, because I end up using it every time. So while I let this oil settle before I check that dipstick, I'm gonna go ahead and change this oil filter. Has a couple Phillips head screws here. I'll go ahead and remove them right quick and access this filter. There's one screw back here that's hard to access with the drill because I don't have a long bit. But no big deal, I'll just get it with a screwdriver. Well, that's the old air filter. Let's go get the new one. So, just in comparison so you could see them, you know, that's the one I've had on here for a couple months now. Maybe about 5-6 months. This is the new one. We're definitely going to keep better on our maintenance schedules as per these as well, so let's stay on top of that from now on. I'm gonna go ahead and just get all this ugly debris out. Here's a bunch of animals in here and little insects and stuff of that nature. Go ahead and get it out of the way at least. Place this in here. Don't want to fuck up any of those flappers. Make sure the gasket's sitting nice all the way around. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this dipstick. See what we're looking like. I'm gonna clean it off once. Drop her back in, see what it looks like. Give it a couple seconds. Okay, it's been a couple seconds, maybe a minute or so. I don't know if y'all could tell, but that's marking perfectly full. I don't know if y'all could tell. Badass. I like it. That's what I wanted to see, guys. We know that we have sufficient amount of oil per the dipstick. We've installed it. Now the only thing left to do, get in here, turn the vehicle on. Kill this AC a little bit. Okay, you see how it says replace engine air filter? Okay. Replace engine, change oil soon, engine oil soon. Okay. So you're gonna use this little identifier right here, these little buttons. You're gonna go to vehicle. Go ahead and press oil. You're gonna press the check mark. And you're gonna reset it. You're gonna hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. And it should ask you yes or no. And go ahead and use the arrow to go to yes. Click yes, 100%. Same difference with that air filter. Reset. Yes. Now you're 100% reset on there as well. The last thing I'm going to ask that y'all do if you're doing these at-home oil changes, go ahead and take a look at your mileage. 39,108 miles. So we're going to go ahead and take these little things right here. So we're at 39,108. So we're going to go ahead and add 3,000 miles to that 39,000. So it'd be 40, 41, 42,000. 42,000 miles is when we want to go ahead and get an oil change. We're going to go ahead and round it up. It's safer to do that. You can leave it 42,108. I'm just going to go ahead and put 42,000. And that lets me know that at 42,000 miles, I have to be able to do an oil change before or by then. I was blocking that with my finger a little bit when I wrote it. It's kind of hard to hold it and write at the same time, but 42,000 miles, that's 3,000 miles more than what I currently have. I have 39,108. So we're gonna go ahead and peel this sticker, go ahead and place it right up here. That way my wife can see it and I can see it. So if she sees that it's getting pretty close, she can let me know and I'll go ahead and do the oil change. I'll just go ahead and put it right here. Try and make it as neat as possible for her. Don't want it to look ugly either. Know what I mean? Boom. And now we know when we have to do our oil change. That's just so that we can keep ourselves accountable. So the whole point of being doing these at-home oil changes, save a little bit of money, keep yourself accountable, and get the longevity out of these machines, these cars. So went ahead and showed you how to change the oil, how to reset them. But this is really, really important to me, honestly. These little stickers, I like them a lot because if you forget, you might go over sometimes, and 1,000 miles, 500 miles, add it up. If you keep doing that, it will add up some wear and tear in your vehicle. Well guys, if this is the type of content y'all like, go ahead, hit like, subscribe, comment down below, share the video with anybody that might need to know how to do an oil change on a 2021 Chevy Traverse. I believe it's from like 2018 to 2022 or 2021 that they're all the same. So hopefully this can help out somebody. If not, go ahead and tell me it didn't. If it did, go ahead and tell me it did. Leave me a comment down below. It helps us more than you guys know. Other than that, you know, Heavy Steel and Hot Rods will be out there on the job sites tomorrow again doing some steel work, and then whenever we have time, we'll be out here doing some mechanics on some more cars. Catch you on the next one. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, don't look back unless you're counting yesterday's money. Bye.